everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this summer butterfly acrylic design set on myself. Now it's been around a month I think since I've uploaded a video or done any nails, as I just had a lot going on that nails took a massive backseat in my life and I just been so busy, and then I decided I would revamp my nail space and get a new desk and things like that. And then I decided I'd sort out all my nail stuff, and yeah, I just haven't had a chance to sit down and do any nails until today. So I really hope you guys enjoy watching. Now, like I said, it's probably been around over a month since I've done anything acrylic wise. So my application in this set wasn't the best, but I was quite pleased with how the set looked in the end. My file saved the day. But anyway, on to the set of nails. I'm doing a baby boomer on the pointer finger. So I'm applying CJP Snow White at the free edge and really making sure that this is a blended back. Now, usually if I was doing a baby boomer, I would use Milky Pink or Coconut Milk because they're a little bit easier to work with. But today, for some reason, I reached for Snow White. So it is a little bit trickier to work with, but it's that really nice bright white, so I was glad I used it anyway. But once I've applied this, I will leave it to set before doing the next step of my ombre, because I always find that it goes better if I leave the first colour to set. So I've moved on to the middle finger and I'm doing a smile line. So I'm using CJP Peach Sorbet for this, and I'm just mapping out the rough shape that I want the extended nail bed to be first of all. I'm trying to get as much work as I can done with my brush, so I haven't got too much filing to do. So as you can see here, I'm just using the sides and the tip of my brush to get that as neat as possible. And then just making sure to pat over the acrylic so that there's no lumps and bumps. And again, making sure the back of that bead is blended out so that my next bead of acrylic comes over the top nice and smoothly. I'm not the best at smile lines, as I've said in previous videos, and this certainly wasn't one of the best ones I've done. And I'm then going to come in anyway with my cuticle bead. So I'm placing that down at the cuticle area, tapping it up into place and then dragging it over the previous bead of acrylic, leaving the bulk of the product in the apex area. But I'm also still trying to make sure that I build up enough thickness on the extended nail bed so we have got that wall that the next colour of acrylic can come up next to. Like I said at the start, the application in this video wasn't the best. The voiceover is probably not the best. Oh my God, the voiceover is probably not the best either because it's been such a long time since I've done one. But I'm just trying to get the application as neat as possible. I did mess up around the cuticle area a little bit there. So I just come in with another bead of acrylic to try and save the day and neaten it up. Blending it and feathering it out over the top of the bead so that there's no marbling or shadowing in the product. And then I will leave this to set as well because I definitely wanted to come in and file this nail bed to get the shape a little bit better. So now that the white acrylic has set, I'm going to come back to finish off my baby boomer. So I'm placing down Peach Sorbet, blending out the back of the bead, and then just dragging the top of the bead over that white acrylic to start creating the fade. I'm keeping my brush nice and wet so that acrylic fades out nicely. Just making sure to keep brushing over the blends and just really light feathery strokes. It looks like I'm being quite vigorous because the video has been sped up, but I'm doing nice light strokes so I don't pull too much of that product down. And then my cuticle bead, again, tilting the finger down, tapping it up into place, and then pulling the top of that bead of acrylic down to continue over the previous bead of Peach Sorbet and just to continue building up the blend. And then I decided I just needed a little bit more at the side here. So I just come in, blend that bead back, and then again pull it down over the white. And then I will leave this to set and cap in clear acrylic at the end. So I'm now going to move on to the ring finger, which is a full nail of Peach Sorbet. So I'm coming in at the cuticle area first of all, getting a nice neat cuticle line, tapping it up into place using that very tip of my brush, trying my best to keep it off of any of the skin and cuticle, and then just blending that down. Sometimes when I'm doing a full colour nail, I will start at the tip, and sometimes I will start at the cuticle area. It really does depend on the day and how I'm feeling. But I definitely think I find it easier if I start at the cuticle area. But it feels a little bit strange because when I was trained, I was always trained to start at the tip first. But yeah, I definitely think I find this way easier. But again, it just depends on how I'm thinking on the day, on whether I choose to start at the cuticle area or the free edge. So again, I'm just building up this colour, making sure that the nail has got the right strength and structure, making sure that there's enough product in the apex area, and making sure that tip has been built up as well, because this is a core powder, so it doesn't need to be encapsulated. And then when I'm happy with that, I'll just leave that to set. I do come back to this now further on in the video to apply the little butterfly decal. Here I just felt as though I needed just a little bit more product in that apex area, so I just applied a small bead there. And then off camera, I filed my extended nail bed to a nice crisp smile line and tried my best to get it as symmetrical as possible. And then I'm coming in with the same CJP Snow White again, placing this right at the end of that extended nail bed, focusing it on the center of the nail to begin with, patting it out to the sides, and then sort of pushing it down to get the acrylic to go down into those wings. I kind of like to do the free edge of my smile line in a couple of beads just to make sure I get right down into those wings, but you know, just do whatever you find easiest. So then I'm just coming in with small beads of acrylic to touch up down in those wing areas, making sure that there's no gaps left, because otherwise when you file your nail in, you'll be missing parts of the acrylic and it just will look really messy. So you need to make sure that you do get right down into those wings with your acrylic whilst keeping that acrylic off the skin. So I'm doing my best to pull the skin of my finger back here, and this is a lot easier to do on someone else than yourself, I believe. And it doesn't matter if you go over your extended nail bed, because when you file the nail, you will reveal that crisp smile line once again. And then I just come in with another little bead of acrylic there because I felt as though the tip was a little bit too thin. And I always love doing a French nail or colour blocking because it looks so messy and atrocious right now, but then you file it and it all looks lovely. So I'm moving on to little finger now, and I've already got my clear base down, so I'm able to come straight in with my glitter. And I'm not sure where this blue glitter mix is from, but it's just a super fine blue and iridescent glitter mix. I'm just going to be using this as a background to a chunky glitter mix. So I've picked it up with a small wet bead of CJP crystal glass, and I'm just covering the entire nail with that, making sure to get a nice neat cuticle area. And then I'm going to be using this gorgeous glitter from the nail team. I absolutely love this one. It's so pretty, and I wanted something that tied in with the butterflies but still had a bit of a summer vibe, so I went with this one because of the blues and greens. And as you can see, it's really, really chunky. So I put down a thin wash of clear acrylic, and then I'm just picking up the chunky pieces and placing them down into that wet acrylic. I just find it easier this way when working with a really chunky mix. And then I'm keeping my brush full of monomark, so I'm able to move those pieces of glitter around into place. I'm also trying to pick up some of the finer glitter pieces as well, just so that it all ties in nicely. And then I'll leave this glitter to set before encapsulating, because you don't want to encapsulate while the glitter is still wet, because you'll just end up pulling those pieces out of place and moving it all around, etc. So then off camera, this is what the nails looked like once I'd encapsulated the two nails that needed encapsulating. And I then also did all of the filing off camera because I left in the water decal application and I didn't want to do a super long video. So this is what they looked like once I had filed them all. I did whiz over them with my e-file and then finished up with hand filing. And then these are the absolutely beautiful water decals I'm using. These are from Candy Nails UK. As always, I will leave a link in the description box below to where you can purchase all of the products that I've used. So I cut out my decal, soaked it in some room temperature water for around 10 seconds, and then I'm just placing it on the nail, and I'm being super careful because these decals are quite delicate, so just be really careful when you're sort of nudging them into place and stuff. I absolutely loved this one. I thought the blue looked really nice against a nude background. Originally I was going to do this nail white, but I'm glad I went with the nude because I really felt as though the blue and the nude looked pretty. And then off camera, I did sponge the top of the decals just to remove some of that excess water and to help them dry out. And then I gave it a couple of minutes just to make sure they was completely dry, because you don't want any moisture left on the nail before top coating. So I'm then going to come in and top coat. I'm using my CJP tack-free top gloss. And I'm just going to pop an even layer of this over all of the nails. When going over the decals, I tend to just float it over the top just to make sure it's fully encapsulated them in, just to make sure that top coat has gone all over the decal and there's not any gaps or any bits missing. You can also double top coat if you wish as well, which is what I sometimes do on myself to make sure that they are going to stay put for the duration of the set. So whilst I'm finishing up that, I just wanted to check in and ask how you're all doing. I hope you're all keeping well. What have you guys been up to? I know a lot of my nail tech friends are now back to work, so I hope that that's going good for you guys considering the current situation. And this is what my nails looked like once they had come out of the lamp. I was quite pleased with them because the application felt as though it went horrendously. So I was a bit worried when it comes to top coating, but I really, really like them. They combine my two favourite things, which is butterflies and baby boomers. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm just going to come in now and apply my cuticle oil. I did leave my top coat a minute or two to cool before applying this, and then I'm just going to really massage that into my cuticles. And then I have left a little clip at the end of the finished result, as well as a picture for you guys to check out. So I have really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up or let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're watching and you're not already subscribed, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. I will hopefully have some more videos coming up soon and get them out on a bit more of a consistent basis, so do keep an eye out for that. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.